Hey there, and welcome to Family Revenge. We're so glad you're here. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay with us for every twist and turn. Let's jump right in. I just think it would be better for everyone if you canceled the wedding, my mom said. I blinked. I actually blinked like an idiot because I thought I misheard her. What? You heard me, she said, arms crossed, like this was some normal thing to suggest. Emma needs the support right now. This is not the time for some party. My name's Rachel. I'm 32 years old. I live in Oregon, and I was finally getting married after 3 years with Kevin. We were paying for the whole damn thing ourselves: venue, food, flowers, everything. Not one dime from her. And now she wanted me to cancel? Mom, are you serious? I kept my voice even, but my hands were shaking. We've already sent the invitations. The planner's booked. Flights are paid for. She sighed like I was a burden. I just don't think it's fair to your sister. She's pregnant, unemployed. She's overwhelmed. Not my problem, I snapped. This is my wedding. She's your sister, she said sharply, stepping forward. And she's going through so much more than you. I'm just asking you to think about her. You're being selfish, I swear to God. I thought this was some kind of prank call from a hidden camera show, but no. My mother was standing in my living room, in her fleece vest and her fake sympathy face, acting like I was stealing something from Emma by getting married. Quick note, before listening, share which city or country you're watching from. I didn't even bother responding. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just walked to the kitchen, opened my phone, and typed one clean message into our family group chat. Due to a lack of support and respect, Kevin and I have decided to celebrate our wedding with those who truly stand by us. If you receive this message, consider this your notice. You are no longer invited. That was it. I hit send. My hands were still shaking, but not from fear anymore, from pure rage. The rest of that night was dead silent. No replies, no reactions, not even a like. But the next morning, I opened the door and there was Emma on my porch. Eyes red, hoodie pulled over her face, hands stuffed into the pockets. I need to talk to you alone, she said. It's important. And it's about Kevin. I let Emma into the house, but I didn't say a word. She stood in the entryway like she was scared I'd hit her or something. I didn't even sit down. I just waited. Instead of talking, my brain flashed back to that day in the woods. Just me and Kevin, walking the trail near Silver Falls. It was cold, late October, the trees half naked and the leaves crunching under our boots. We stopped near a wooden overlook with barely anyone around. He pulled a ring from his coat pocket like it was no big deal. No speech, no build-up. Just held it out and said, I want to do this forever with you. I laughed because of course I did. I thought he was joking. But when I saw his hand shaking, I knew it was real. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just grabbed his face and kissed him hard. That was it. No audience, no fake photo shoot. Just him and me and the smell of pine and wet bark. Quick note, before we go further, tell us which country you're watching from. The next day, I sent out a photo of the ring to the family group chat. My dad liked it with a thumbs up. My cousin Megan commented, beautiful. Emma said nothing. My mom? Nothing. Which was weird. My mom lives for gossip and family moments. She's the type to post an Instagram story about Emma's chipped tooth and tag 5 ants. So yeah, I noticed the silence. Then she called. A full-on phone call. No warning, no, can I call you? Just a sudden ring. I let it go to voicemail at first, but then she called again and again. So I picked up. Rachel, she said, not even a hello. You need to cancel the wedding. No, congrats. No, I'm happy for you. Just that. I didn't even know what to say. What? You heard me. Emma's pregnant. She's struggling. This is not the time for you to be doing this. It's cruel. She's 27, Mom. I'm 32. We've been together for 3 years. This is our timeline, not hers. She needs you right now. She needs all of us. She lives at home. You pay for everything she eats. What else is there to give? She paused, then her voice dropped like she was being generous. I think it would mean a lot if you put that wedding money toward helping her get on her feet. I laughed, out loud. We're paying for the wedding ourselves. That's not the point, she snapped. You're rubbing your happiness in her face while she's falling apart. Don't you have any empathy? I didn't say what I wanted to say, that Emma always got to fall apart and I always had to clean it up. That for once, I wanted to just have something for myself. That Kevin was the first thing in my life that felt untouched by their chaos. Instead, I kept it calm. We're not canceling anything. She went quiet for a second. Then she sighed like I'd disappointed her for the millionth time. You've changed, she said. Yeah, I told her. I stopped being your backup parent. I hung up before she could respond. Then I turned off my phone, locked the door, and went straight to Kevin. I needed to tell him what she said before I exploded. I sat on the edge of the bed and told Kevin everything, every word my mom said. He just listened, jaw clenched, rubbing the side of his neck the way he does when he's pissed, but trying not to blow. When I was done, I looked at him and waited. He didn't flinch. Uninvite them, he said. I blinked. Like, everyone? Anyone who made you feel like this. Anyone who didn't celebrate us. You don't owe them a damn thing. I stared at him. You're really okay with that? I didn't ask them to marry me, he said. I asked you. It hit me so hard I couldn't even talk. So I nodded, stood up, and grabbed my phone. I opened the group chat, kept it short and calm. Hi, everyone. We've decided to celebrate our wedding only with people who truly support us. Thank you for understanding. That was it. No anger, no drama. Just a line in the sand. I expected the blowback to start immediately. Passive-aggressive comments, Facebook pity posts, maybe even one of those "some people forget family" chain messages my aunt loves to post when she's mad, but nothing. Radio silence. Until the next morning. I heard the knock before I even had my coffee. I looked out the window and saw her, Emma, standing on my porch in sweatpants, hoodie half-zipped, eyes red, face pale. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. I opened the door just a crack. What do you want? She sniffled. Can I talk to you alone? I looked back. Kevin was in the kitchen making eggs. I stepped outside and shut the door behind me. Cold air hit me in the face. My stomach dropped, and I didn't know why yet. Emma pulled her sleeves over her hands like she used to when she got in trouble as a kid. She wouldn't look at me. I didn't come to fight, she said. I just need to tell you something. I crossed my arms. Then say it. She looked up, eyes glassy. There's a chance, I'm not sure, but there's a chance the baby might be Kevin's. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. I just stared at her, waiting for her to take it back, say she was kidding, or high, or just out of her damn mind. But she didn't. She stood there, arms wrapped around herself, waiting for me to explode. My chest burned. I opened my mouth, then shut it. My jaw locked so tight it hurt. Say that again, I said slowly. She winced. We hooked up once. A while ago. It was stupid. He probably doesn't even remember. I turned, opened the front door, and walked inside without a word. I shut the door in her face, locked it, then stood there staring at the wood like it might give me answers. My hands were still shaking, but not from shock. From recognition, that familiar feeling I'd known my whole damn life. The one where Emma drops a bomb and I'm expected to hold it. She'd always been the center of the universe in our house. Even as kids, she sucked all the air out of every room. If I aced a test, Emma cried about not being smart. If I got a lead in a school play, Emma wasn't feeling well that day and had to be picked up early. Somehow, everything always circled back to her. I was the good one, the calm one, the "you're so mature for your age" one. You know what that really meant? I learned early how to make myself small so nobody had to worry about me. Rachel doesn't need help. That was my mom's favorite line. She's fine. So I played that part, fixed things when they broke, cleaned up Emma's messes, made my own dinner when she was screaming at mom over borrowed makeup or some idiot boyfriend. I learned to blend in, to disappear when the chaos started. Emma didn't just stir drama, she lived in it. She fed on it. And when there wasn't any, she made some. She flirted with my prom date in front of me. I brought home a college boyfriend once. She sat in his lap after 2 beers. When I told my mom it made me uncomfortable, she rolled her eyes and said, "Don't be so uptight, Rachel. You're so stiff sometimes, it's no wonder guys don't stay." That one stuck. For years. Every time something went wrong in a relationship, I heard her voice in my head. You're too stiff, too serious, intimidating. So I tried to soften, dumb myself down, giggle more. I started dating men I didn't even like just because they were chill, easygoing. The kind of guys who liked chaos because it made them feel important. It was exhausting. And every time one of those dead-end guys left, usually right after Emma accidentally sent them a flirty text, my mom would say the same thing. He just wasn't the right one. Maybe try being a little more warm next time. Never a word to Emma. Never once did she pull her aside and say, "Cut the crap." No, because Emma was the fragile one, the wild, sensitive, passionate one. I started to believe it, that being strong meant being cold, That standing my ground made me hard to love. And then I met Kevin. He wasn't loud, he didn't take up all the space, he didn't need me to perform for him. He just liked me as I was. Full stop. I remember the first time I cried in front of him. I actually apologized. He looked confused and said, "Why are you sorry for feeling something?" It was so simple. But no one had ever said it to me before. Kevin never made me feel like I had to prove anything. Not with my looks, not with my personality, not with my patience. His family welcomed me without checking my resume. His mom hugged me after one dinner. His sister sent me job leads without me even asking. No strings, no competition. Just normal kindness. That was the first time I realized I didn't have to shrink to fit in somewhere. So when Emma stood on my porch and threw that line at me, "The baby might be Kevin's," I didn't fall apart. I didn't yell. I didn't ask why. I knew exactly why. Because for once, something in my life wasn't about her, and she couldn't stand it. I turned from the door, grabbed my keys off the counter, and got in the car. I didn't even know where I was driving at first. I just needed to move, think, breathe. I ended up at the park where Kevin and I used to go in the early days, before we even called it dating. It was a little trail loop behind a middle school, barely half a mile. Nothing special. But we always went back there, just to talk. Kevin was different from the start. He didn't try to impress me. He listened. Like, actually listened. Remembered little things I said, showed up when he said he would, never made me guess what he was thinking. I kept waiting for the catch, the temper, the flirty waitress he'd text behind my back. The subtle way guys test how much they can get away with before you stop being cool and start being too much. But it never came. With Kevin, there was no performance. No second guessing. He'd bring me a bottle of ginger ale just because I once said I liked it. He'd fix something in my apartment before I even asked, not to earn points, just because that's who he was. Quick note while you're listening, drop a comment with what city or country you're watching from. The first time I met his family, I was bracing for the usual cold once-over I got from my own. His mom opened the door, smiled like I was already one of hers, and pulled me into a hug. No judgment, no competition, just warmth. His sister Abby texted me afterward. "You're perfect for him." 4 words. I cried reading them. It was the first time I really understood what unconditional love looked like. No eggshells, no weird power dynamics, just people showing up for each other. That's why what Emma said hit me like it did. It wasn't just the betrayal, it was where she aimed it. She didn't go after my job, or my friends, or my personality. She went straight for the one place I finally felt safe. Kevin. She took the only good thing I had, the one piece of my life she hadn't touched, and she reached her hands into it like she couldn't help herself, like she had to infect it just to prove she still could. I sat there in the car, parked by that trail, gripping the steering wheel and staring at nothing. My mind kept circling the same question. Why now? Why him? But I already knew. Because I was building something strong, solid, untouchable. And people like Emma don't handle that well. Not when they're used to being the center, not when someone else finally finds peace without them. My phone buzzed in the cup holder. I picked it up. It was Kevin, just his name, no message yet. I sat up straight and hit call. Kevin picked up on the first ring. "Hey, you okay?" I didn't even bother with small talk. "Is there anything I should know?" He went quiet. I heard him moving, probably stepping out of the kitchen. "What do you mean?" he asked, but his voice had already gone tense. I didn't dress it up. "Emma came to the house. She said the baby might be yours." There was a pause, but not a long one. "What?" "She said you two hooked up. That there's a chance I waited." I could hear my own breath in the silence. My heart was beating like a war drum. "Rachel," he said, and his voice cracked a little. "That's a lie. I've never touched her." I swear to God he wasn't yelling. He wasn't defensive. He just sounded sick. "You've never been alone with her? Nothing ever happened?" "Nothing. I wouldn't. You know that I wanted to say yes, I did know that. But I just sat there gripping the phone tighter. Because even when someone swears on their life, part of you still wants proof. Just for a second, I wondered. Just one small, awful second. "Okay," I said. "I don't know why she'd say that," he added, "but I didn't do anything. And if you want me to talk to her—" "No," I cut him off. "Don't talk to her. Don't text her. Don't touch this—" "Okay," that was it. I hung up, and then I moved. Fast. I opened my laptop and canceled the auto transfer I'd been sending to Emma's account every month. $200 since January. Just until the baby's born, she'd said. No more. Then I pulled up the wedding guest list, deleted my mom's name, deleted Emma's, added Kevin's cousins instead, hit forward to send it to the planner. Done. 5 minutes later, my phone lit up. Mom, what is wrong with you? Mom, you're being cruel. Mom, cold-hearted, just like your father. Mom, Emma is struggling and this is how you treat her? Mom, do not punish her for being honest with you. I didn't reply. I just scrolled. More messages, longer ones, paragraphs. Her tone flipped back and forth. 1 minute she was scolding me like a child. The next she was fake soothing, saying things like, "Sweetheart, you're hurting everyone, including yourself." No acknowledgement of what Emma had done. No shock. No, I'll talk to her. Nothing. Just blame, like always. The next day, she left a voicemail. I didn't answer, but I listened. She was crying, or trying to sound like she was. This isn't the daughter I raised. You're shutting out your own blood. Over what? A mistake? A misunderstanding? Emma needs you. This family needs you. No mention of me needing anything. That was the moment it really clicked. I wasn't just cutting them out of the wedding. I was cutting them off. Period. I walked to the kitchen, poured out the last cup of ginger ale Kevin had stocked for me, and watched the bubbles settle flat. I was taking laundry out of the dryer when I heard the knock again. Same soft tapping, like she thought if she didn't knock too loud, I might forget what she did and just let her in. I looked through the peephole. Emma, again. I opened the door just enough to be heard. What now? She stepped back a little, already in tears. Same hoodie, same puffed up eyes. She was playing the part, and she was going all in. I didn't mean to upset you, she started. Kevin always looked at me a little funny, you know? Like, I don't know. It made me wonder. I blinked. Are you serious right now? I just thought you should know. It's not like I made anything up. I felt it. I stared at her. That's when I realized she'd gone from making a claim to covering her ass. Backpedaling, turning an actual accusation into a feeling. Gaslighting 101. You're not coming in, I said. And if you show up again, I'm done being calm. She flinched, pulled her sleeves over her hands like always, and turned away without another word. 15 minutes later, Kevin called from work. Your mom left me a voicemail, he said. My stomach dropped. What? He played it for me. Her voice was sugary, fake sweet. Hi, Kevin. Just wanted to say, no hard feelings from our end. Emma's emotional, as you know. It's been a lot. We're all just hoping things can be peaceful again. I know you care about Rachel, and I'd love to chat sometime when you're free. Maybe we can all find some common ground. Common ground. After accusing him of sleeping with my sister, I couldn't believe the nerve. I really couldn't. I called him back. We're moving the wedding up. To when? Next month. There was a short pause. I'll tell my mom to check with the church. We pushed everything forward. Smaller guest list, tighter schedule, fewer headaches. At that point, I just wanted it done. I didn't need a show. I needed peace. But peace wasn't on the menu. Not yet. A few days later, my cousin texted, You should check the family group chat. I opened it. Emma had written a whole paragraph. Emma. It's just sad. All I ever did was try to love my sister, and now I'm being erased like I don't matter. Yes, I've made mistakes. I'm not perfect. But it hurts to be shut out of the biggest moment of her life. I just hope one day she realizes family isn't disposable. No names. No accusations. Just that manipulative, vague tone meant to make everyone ask, what happened? Within minutes, the reactions poured in. Aunt Lisa, this is heartbreaking. Uncle Ron, you girls need to fix this. Grandma, family first. Always I sat with it for about a minute. Then I replied, Me? I didn't erase anyone. I set boundaries, and I'm glad I did. Then I left the chat. That was the last thing I ever posted in that group. After I left the group chat, everything just stopped. No texts, no calls, no cryptic Facebook posts. It was like someone slammed the brakes on the whole circus. We moved forward with the wedding. Simple, small, real. Kevin's mom cried during the vows. His dad toasted us with a shaky voice and told me I was family now, forever. No drama, just peace. I didn't realize how starved I was for silence until it actually happened. Weeks passed, then a month, still nothing. Then one morning, I opened the front door to grab a package, and there she was, Emma, sitting on the porch step like she'd been there all night. She looked rough, not her usual, I'm crying for attention face. This was different. She was pale, lips cracked, hoodie drawn so tight I could barely see her eyes. And when she looked up at me, I saw something I hadn't seen in years. She was empty. I didn't speak. I didn't move. I waited. "Can I come in?" she asked, voice hoarse. "No." She nodded like she expected that. "I'm not here to fight," she said. I need to say something and then I'll go." I leaned against the doorframe. "Then say it." She exhaled, shaky. "The baby's not Kevin's." I made it up, I didn't flinch. I just stared. She swallowed hard. I was in a mess. I was sleeping with this guy, Noah. It was stupid. He ghosted me when I told him I was pregnant, blocked me, pretended I didn't exist. I said nothing. "And then I saw your engagement photos," she went on. "You looked happy, like untouchable. And it made me so angry I couldn't even think straight. Still, I said nothing. I let her talk. "I didn't plan to lie," she said. "It just came out. And once I said it, I didn't know how to take it back. I didn't even know what I wanted. Maybe to make you hurt like I was hurting. Maybe to just drag you down." She rubbed her face with both hands. God, I hate even hearing myself say this. I crossed my arms. "So why now?" She looked up again. Her face was blotchy, eyes bloodshot. "Because I had the baby. A boy. He looks nothing like Kevin, nothing like me even, just a blank little person. And I held him, and I thought, what the hell did I do to get here?" For a second, my throat tightened, not out of pity, just the sheer weight of how far things had fallen. "I don't expect anything," she said quickly. "Not forgiveness, not a second chance. I couldn't keep living like I hadn't burned it all down. I needed you to know the truth. I stayed quiet." She stood up slowly, hands shaking. "I'm sorry, Rachel." I looked at her, and for the first time, I saw her without all the chaos. Just a sad, tired woman who never learned how to live without dragging someone down with her. "I believe you," I said. She nodded. "Thanks." I didn't hug her. I didn't invite her in. I didn't say it was okay. I stepped back, held the door open just enough. And when she walked past me and down the steps, I closed the door behind her, quietly. I didn't open the door again after she left. Not that day, not the next. That was almost a year ago. Life got a lot quieter after that. Smaller, but better. Nobody from my family reached out, no apologies, no birthday texts. No, maybe we went too far calls. Just silence. And honestly, I took it as a gift. Emma never followed up, never messaged. I saw a photo of her baby pop up on someone's Instagram story a few months later. A little boy, cute, big eyes, full cheeks. I didn't recognize the room in the background, so I figured she moved out of mom's. I stared at the picture for a second, then I kept scrolling. My mom didn't come to the wedding. My dad didn't either. Said he couldn't pick sides, which was bullshit. What he meant was, if she's not going, I'm not allowed to either. That was his role. Silent passenger to whatever she wanted. Kevin's parents threw us a backyard reception 2 weeks after the courthouse ceremony. It was simple. String lights, barbecue, folding tables. I laughed more that day than I had in years. Abby made a toast and called me her sister from another mister. His mom danced with Kevin under the oak tree, then hugged me so hard I couldn't breathe. That house became my home base. Kevin's family didn't walk on eggshells. They didn't weaponize guilt. They just showed up. They fed me, called to check in, asked how work was going. They listened without trying to fix me. I didn't realize how tense I'd lived until I didn't have to anymore. Some nights, I'd catch myself bracing for the next explosion, waiting for the text, the guilt trip, the sudden drama, but it never came. I stopped jumping at shadows. I slept through the night. Kevin said I started smiling in my sleep, which was weird but kind of sweet. Quick check-in. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from today. I thought I'd feel guilty for cutting them out. I really did, especially around the holidays. I kept expecting it to creep in, the sadness, the regret, the aching feeling that something was missing. But it never landed, because nothing good ever came from that side of the fence, not for me. When I think about the wedding now, the guest list, the chaos, the decision to uninvite them, I feel relief. Not pride, not spite, just calm. It was the first time I chose peace over performance. And yeah, the price was steep. I lost the people who raised me. But truth is, I never really had them to begin with. Not as a whole person, only as the version of myself that fit their needs. Kevin asked me once, "Do you think they'll ever come around?" I told him no. My mom still sees me as the one who betrayed her, the one who picked a man over her own blood. That was the story she needed to survive it. That I was cold, unforgiving, selfish. Let her have it. I don't need to rewrite it anymore. Because I stopped needing to prove I was good, or loving, or worthy. I already know I am. Kevin came in from the backyard, holding a mug of coffee, and set it down next to me on the couch. I leaned into him. No words, no performance. Just the one good thing I never had to shrink to keep. Kevin sipped his coffee, flipped through Zillow on his phone, and tilted the screen toward me. This one's got a deck. I leaned in. How far from your mom's? 15 minutes. Perfect. We were house hunting. Finally. No more leases, no more landlords. Just something we could put our names on. Ours. His mom still called me every Sunday like clockwork, just to check in, ask if I needed anything. No guilt, no hidden motives. Just love. My own mom? Still nothing. No texts, no emails, not even a forwarded meme. Nothing. And I didn't chase it. We weren't at war, but we weren't anything. And honestly, that was easier to live with than pretending we were fine. Emma and I had seen each other exactly twice since she came to my door, both times at distant cousins' birthdays. She didn't cause a scene. She didn't lie. We nodded from across the room like two coworkers who used to be close and now just share awkward eye contact over store-bought cake. She held the baby on her hip like a shield. I didn't ask his name. She didn't offer. There was no grand apology, no dramatic reunion, just this strange, neutral quiet between us. Sometimes I wondered what healing would look like, if we ever even got there. Would it start with coffee, a letter, a conversation nobody wanted to have? Maybe, maybe not. But I wasn't waiting on it. The truth was, I stopped needing their approval the minute I stopped asking for it. The second I stopped trying to prove I was enough. Good enough, soft enough, daughter enough. I built something without them. Solid, honest mine. Kevin showed me another house. This one's got a fenced yard, big enough for a dog. I smiled, grabbed his hand, and pulled the laptop closer.